Hello everyone and welcome to Construction Simulator 2015. And it's another game that doesn't leave much to the imagination in what comes to the game title. This is a simulator to be more precise, about construction, so they call it Construction Simulator, and presumably it came out around 2015. It is quite surprisingly a game released by Astragon, the company that does all the terrible simulators out there. That's actually pretty good. Now, that's not to say that it was developed by Astragon. It's not. It's developed by a German, I think, company called Weltenbauer, which is, if you go on their website, you'll see that they do proper software and stuff like that. So they're actually quite competent, which is presumably why they've got these brand names in it. This is a man. It's licensed. That's a Liebherr digger device over there. That's also licensed. And there's also another brand that I haven't heard about before. This is a game, as you heard about construction, we are building bits over here. I parked this dumper truck over here, sort of. We are about to dig a hole for a swimming pool over here. Now, there are quite a few niggles that I have with this that just doesn't quite work as well as it should. Mainly the menu system is terrible, because if you want to look at your current objective, you can see it at the top right of the screen over there, what it wants you to do over here. You can actually click on it and see what it says there. Oh, yeah, I should have looked at that a lot before I began to moan, because I thought I didn't know you actually had mouse control, because, you know, I'm an idiot who uses a controller when I play games like this. But basically, I had to go into the pools menu and then you go to jobs, active jobs and stadium pool to see what we're doing. So our objective right now is to excavate the marked area, and then we need to do all of these other steps. Stage 3 is excavate and deliver. And then we need to get some rebar. And then we need, you know, surprisingly, to dig another hole. What do we need to do then? We need to get concrete bags, some wall primer, and excavate some more. Excavate and get some grass and snowberry seedling and drain pipes and talk to the foreman at the end. So we'll go ahead and we'll dig first, and we'll take on another contract at some point, because otherwise we're just digging a hole. And this game does quite a few things very well. And one of the best things they do is these tracked vehicles here. Sorry, just had to clear my mouth there. But the best thing they do is these tracked vehicles here. Because usually you get one control to drive vehicles, right? So if I go in and for example, I push, right trigger, I just turn. And if I put left trigger forward, I turn the other way. You get proper tracked controls, which means that you have to balance left and right analog stick on the 360 controller in order to actually get it to drive somewhere. Now that is very nice. So let's get in here, for example. We don't have track IR, which is my only complaint in regards to that out here. Track IR would be greatly useful over here, so we'll just swing it around. But you do end up driving it sort of like a proper digger vehicle over here. Actually, I'm going the wrong way, ain't I? Yeah, we need to dig a hole over here. So we'll proceed down here, slightly sort of, and we will be digging a proper hole. Like, it does have that proper physics, so we'll swing this around. And, oh, we actually have something in the bucket. Yeah, it's a bucket. It's important to remember that, otherwise people who do this for real will be very upset with us if we don't call it a bucket. It's not a shovel. It's a bucket. Apparently it's shaped sort of like a bucket, and a shovel is something completely different in the construction world, apparently. Although I don't know what digging a hole has to do with construction. Quite clearly we're deconstructing the earth. We'll bring over this little lorry here. By the way, let's just go over. All of the vehicles we have are either a Liebherr, MAN, or WB, which is Weltenbauer. They're all basically that. So we got this MAN tipper truck here, a 4-axle tipper truck. That's a horn button. Have I forgotten how to change the vehicles? I probably have. Let's see out here. Oh, no, I do remember, because we go over here. Let's just bring this into position. They should technically call this Crane Operator Simulator, because that's what I spent most of my time doing in this. And the game says I have 42 hours locked in it, whereas Steam says I have 50 hours locked. So we have a bit of a dispute there, but that's not the first time. I go also with the Farming Simulator, and that doesn't match up. So Steam is wrong in some regard, I think. We'll bring it over here. Park it sort of here. Yeah, this is the 4-axle MAN dumper truck, and then we have a small flatbed truck which looks like this. We'll just go out of it here. That looks like that. That's the large version, which has a crane on it at the front. Surprisingly, they put the crane at the front. I would have put it at the back, but whatever, or on the middle. We have a container carrier over here. It's not like the IT runner hook lift in Farming Simulator. This is kind of less useful, honestly. We have a 3-axle man tipper. It's smaller. We've got this spider device over here, which is a concrete pump, which is not to be confused with a concrete mixer, which is a vehicle here, which also transports it. Now, what else do we have? We've got some cranes and some more diggers and that, and I can't actually walk faster than this, I think. So I'll make my way over here. I mean, you can see the crane number 1 is there. I don't know if I have 2, actually. Did that thing stay on? Oh no, that's just a road car going out there. So we'll run over here and have a look at this crane. This is a small crane that's available. We've got a road roller parked over there. This, I don't think, is a real crane. Oh, it is. It's got Libre written on it. It just wasn't as big as on the other vehicles. This is one of the vehicles that are made unbranded, out like a generic brand. The road roller over here, the WB. Platmaker Advanced, which, by the way, is a great name. This over here as well as Little Digger, I think. That's also WB. A little, just a little garden digger. Now, that's a big crane over there. And I had to buy that one because I was finishing up a high-rise on the previous build that I was doing. And I couldn't get to the top floors, so I had to buy a brand new crane, despite the fact that the equipment I had was listed as being perfectly suitable. And this is huge, as you can probably already see. I mean, if you got, how many axles are there? 2, 4, 6 axles? No, that's not right. 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, 6, definitely 6. I was not wrong. Numbers do work the way I remember. But we'll go back out to the construction site. We go to the large excavator, which is this one here. And we are in operator mode, as you can see. You toggle modes in these vehicles here, or at least some of them. And you've got to kind of sort of bring it in over here, over the actual spot where we dump it into. Like see here, for example. Now down there it's showing the cogs, which means that we are in operator mode. And if I press B on my controller, we change it into drive mode. Brilliant thinking, brilliant thinking. So we lower this down here. And we've got to just scoop it around. We've got to move the whole arm instead of just the bucket, as I found out. That was a terrible dig. Let's bring it up and dump it into the back of our dumper truck. Over there they go. Let's bring it up a bit. There's also a mobile version available of this game, which has Caterpillar equipment in it. But again, I'm not a mobile game. I don't get why you pay games on a mobile. It just seemed like worse in every possible way. So we'll go ahead then and dump this up here. Hopefully we'll see some of that make it onto the PC version at some point. And hopefully they'll make a new PC version as well, because I'd quite like that. And I think this game actually came out quite nicely in 2015, instead of the terrible naming convention of most other games. As I was saying before, Yawn, which has happened quite a bit if you haven't realised yet, I think this game came out in 2015, unlike, well, I think just about every other simulator out there, or most games, which name their games after the year that it's going into in order to retain relevance. This sort of goes the right way of saying, yeah, we released this in 2015, so we're going to call it 2015, because that's how numbers work. Please take note, every other game developer in the world, please. Again, out here, the ground physics digging thing out here, it's dynamic. You dig a hole, like a proper genuine hole you'd duck here. We'll bring it up and we'll dump it into the back of this little thing. There's no requirement to actually deliver all of this up by the ground mine or whatever it is up there. We had to deliver, as you saw, with one of the... Oh, no, yeah, I got to keep in mind that I am not playing Farming Simulator. So I press my, whatever it's called, the back button on my 360 controller. Because that brings up a menu in Farming Simulator. In here, it resets your vehicle. But we'll go here, we'll grab this bit over there, and we'll bring it in. We'll just, oh, yep. Sometimes it's still, a video game, so it doesn't always work, and I just dumped some of that in. There's also an issue with compression of all of your units. Like if you dig something up here, for example, I mean, you see the bits that are in this hook here. We took a lot more out of the ground that's actually in the basket, so there is a fair bit of compression going on in that regard, but otherwise it'd take bloody ages, We'll swing it around, and I initially thought that all of this hydraulic equipment out here, this moves much quicker than in real life, but then I was stuck in traffic this summer, and actually got to watch a couple of diggers at work, and they're bloody quick when they do this kind of business out here. So, fair props on that, they actually got that quite right. Let's just bring it around here. We got a good load of scoop here, and bring it up into the thing over here, the dumper truck. In the menu, the lorries have, at least that dumper truck there, that's shown in the menu. That does have some sort of livery going along the door, and it has a Euro 6 badge over there. It doesn't have that here, so they've done a bit of creativity there. We'll bring it down here though. Graphically, obviously, not the nicest of things, but it does the job, and that really is all you can ask for it. There is room, as with the Farming Simulator, for improvement of, textures. That's the biggest issue with this, particularly. If you look at the interior textures here, they are quite poor. Same issue in Farming Simulator, really, but, that's what it is. We'll bring it in here, dig again, Scooby-Dooby-Doop. Oopsies we go. Yeah, sometimes we get to that point where it doesn't quite work. Again, I'm guessing there has been some budget issues with these kind of games because they are quite small, sort of like a niche game. Oh, going forward, let's go backwards. Yeah, you tend to get confused when you position yourself around and do all of this manoeuvring with these vehicles, so you've got to get it right. But this is, when you get the hang of this, I think this is genuinely fun to do. Like driving this out here, like heavy machinery in video games is bloody brilliant. So we'll bring this down here, same Euro truck, American truck, Farming Simulator. This, it's brilliant. Why don't we have more games with heavy equipment in it? Let's dump it over there. We just need more games. We need more games. We need greater ones. I'd like one set in America, mostly because I'd like to drive those snot-nosed Peterbilt dumper trucks. They added in the 389 for for American Truck Simulator, pardon me, recently. And just having that in a on-chassis dump truck would just make my day in any video game, because in an alternate reality, that's what I'd be doing for a living. I'd love to drive those dumper trucks for a living. I think they look absolutely incredible. Like, that would just make me happy to drive those dumper trucks. At least in my mind it would. I don't know if it genuinely would in real life, but it just looks so much cooler than anything you could ever get over here. We'll nip over here, do this bit here. We can now just get an AI worker to finish this bit up here, if we want to do that, and I probably do, because we need to show a bit more than just digging a hole, right? So we can go up here into this. Yeah, this out here, and we can then click on engage a worker. That doesn't mean that we're getting them given away for marriage. That just means we are setting them up here to complete this task. That does mean that we won't get any experience from it, and we probably need to leave the construction site, so I'll go ahead and I'll do that. Over here is my low loader right here. We got another man tractor over here at the front. I just need to check out the shop, actually. Let's go over there so you can see the proper equipment we have here, the vehicle dealer in the city. Yes, please. I want to go over there in a taxi. So this is the vehicle dealer. What can we buy? Let's open the menu. We can buy an escort vehicle, which, as everyone can see here, is a Mercedes Sprinter. We have the small flatbed truck, the deposit tipper, and the crane one, and all of this you've already seen. And then you've got this, which you already saw as well, half pipe, and then we've got a heavy-duty tractor out here, which isn't a tractor, that's a lorry, another man lorry. We've got a half-pipe truck, we've got a concrete mixer, you've seen that. You've got a wheel loader from Liebherr. I think this might be the same one that's in Farming Simulator, but I'm not entirely sure. We've got a rotary drilling rig, which I quite like the sound of. And I think if I press a button on my keyboard, I can... Nope, I can't make my overlay move about. So that's no issue. I can't see how much money I have. So concrete pump using tower crane. All of these are movable. I mean, you need to transport them around, obviously, but all of that moves about. The flat top crane, I'm not entirely sure what the difference is. Let's have a look here. So maximum hook height 21 meters. Load capacity, all of that. What about this here? Yeah, it can load a lot higher and probably a lot heavier. Then we've got the mobile cranes that you saw, and a crawl crane, which is probably heavy hardcore. Trailers, we've got just what you expect, basically a flatbed, and you've got your low boy, the small trailer. You've got your tipper over here, the Schmitz cargo bull. What else you got? You got your little low loaders and heavy duty stuff out here. This is really complicated stuff with all of those wheels. We won't bother with that really. We'll go in then into the menu and find another job that we can do that does show off a few other tools. So let's see here what we have. You can see all of the steps required, or rather the equipment you will need. That is what's actually listed there. So let's try and find anything decently. The ones with padlocks on it is obviously locked. You don't have the right equipment. Presumably I need to get the rotary drilling rig for this one. And now again, the finances is very much skewed in this. You get paid quite a bit more than you'd expect in real life. For example, let's go ahead and just snatch up this little small house right here. Accept this contract and we will... Oh, no, let's not actually look at the time that'll take. We'll never get finished with that, will we? But what have we gotten progress over by the other job site that we have? Let's see, jobs, active jobs. Have they finished digging a hole? Not yet, so let's go back out here and see if there's anything we can actually get in terms of contracts that are not taking bloody ages. No, I think we're at the stage where everything takes ages actually. So let's see here with this one. Get 2 drain pipes under trailer and transport the cargo into the marked area. Yeah, that's something out here. Let's accept that then and see where we will need to go to do that. It will also depend on what kind of equipment we will get. So let's go to materials trader. Where is he? Over here. Materials, building materials trailer in the city. The village that you saw listed there is your starting area. It's basically just a tutorial section. I don't know if you'll go back there, but we need to get some equipment in here. Let's see, pipe drain pipes, 1, 2. Procure that, and let's see what else do we need actually. Let's buy. I prefer to buy everything once, or as much as possible here once. So let's see, 2 drain pipes has been bought, excavated, small bricks times 4. We need some concrete. Yeah, let's go in here then get big roof tiles and some... okay, yeah, now I've got to think and remember, and I'm terrible at that. Small bricks, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then small, was it small or large roof tiles? Pretty much large roof tiles. I don't remember how many. So let's buy these first. Purchase. Open up here again. Jobs, active jobs, single family house. What did it say down here? It said 2 big roof tiles. So let's open up here. Get 2 big roof tiles red. Purchase. So how much do we have sitting over? Where is it actually? Oh, it's right there. There is 2, 4, 6, 8. Well, that determines what lorry I will be bringing. Presumably, I will not even bother with this one, actually. Because I just remember that we have this one here with a crane on it, which means that we can unload with it at the building site. So let's drive this over to our little materials trader, which is right next to where we start off. Very convenient, that. Over here. I tend to not drive this in any kind of reasonable fashion at all. Just absolute hammer down, balls to the wall, crazy driving. What did I hit? Now, I didn't actually hit anything other than perhaps a visible wall, which is always lovely, right? Let's go in here first person and drive in here. And I keep looking around because every other driving game I have track IR, but it doesn't work here. We'll crack on though down the road. We got the horn, we got rotating yellow lights. I was about to say blue lights, but that's entirely the wrong profession to be in for that. We'll nip it in here. Up here, I mean, you can do some pretty mad driving over here. We'll swing it around. I've had a moment there. We'll drop the sights over there. That makes it a lot easier to load. Now, you can load it with the onboard crane, but I prefer to use this little front forklift over here. Let's run over and get in it. Enter forklift 1. You don't buy these, you rent them, or rather borrow them, because you don't actually pay money for using these. And it is... perhaps just a wee bit nicer to operate this thing than using the pallet loaders in Farming Simulator. But again, moving the camera around is a bit finicky. We've got to just get it right. Here, let's raise it up a bit and try and see if we can actually get it in these little holes. Let's see here. The pallets don't tend to get stuck on your fork in here as much as they do in Farming Simulator, which is a recurring issue in the whole franchise, really. But we'll reverse it out here and we'll just be careful. Yeah, they do fall off. They do fasten themselves on at the front, but if you drive a bit mad or you tip it forward a bit, they will fall off. So we've obviously broken this whole pallet, but we don't mind. Reverse it back here and try and hook it up. Now, when we drive the lorry again, I'll have to try and pay attention and see if we actually use any kind of gears in this, because I don't remember if we do. And I also got, I think, what do we have out here? What weighs more? Presumably these things weigh more. So I reckon that we need to load these at the front of the flatbed area. So raise it up here and drop it on the back here. You do that because that way the centre of mass is sort of more centred. If you put all of this heavy weight out the back of it, it would kind of just go really terrible if you had to do some sort of evasive manoeuvre. That's something to keep in mind if you are about to transport. That especially goes for trailers in real life. If you attach a trailer to like a car, don't ever put the heavy bits out the back. Always put that towards the front and then put like all the light bits out the back. Otherwise you'd have a seriously terrible situation. I mean, that is basically a recipe for fishtailing if ever there was one. We'll try and swing it around here. This is actually a lot easier to work with, this camera. And we'll swing it around here. And again, it is kind of fair play to use these angles in a video game because we don't have any sense of depth. So we've got to bring it in here, nip it in, whip these up, and reverse it out. So let's swing it. Oh, no, that's my man. We'll bring it around. Now, hopefully, this is a series that is about to take off, and in the years to come, we will see a much improved version with more vehicles, more sponsored or licensed equipment, and more better gameplay. More better? Yes, that's a word. I'm recording this early in the morning. I really shouldn't, so I may use funny words. We'll bring it over here. Basically, I don't really function until late afternoon, which is usually when I record videos, or early evening. And then it's pretty much bedtime anyway, so, you know. But that's a whole nother issue, isn't it? Off there we go. In terms of the scale of this, it's pretty small scale, and the AI workers that you hire, despite the fact that they are actually listed in here in the company, out here in crew, I got my foreman, Hopper and Johan, and my 2 workers, Dominic and Tom. I can just hire them in out here and do whatever they want to do. But we'll bring it over here. They don't ever show up in game other than the foreman standing about a bit at certain points in the game. But now we just got to get this right. We've got to lower it up. Lower it up? No, that's not how lowering works, brain. We've got to raise it up. We've got to just tip it at the right angle. Bring it up, lower. In we go, in we go. Come on, yep, up we go. Something else to keep in mind that I didn't mention, but I inadvertently did, is that you also have to load your trailer if you use the flatbed truck here with a crane in the correct order in terms of unloading. That is the most crucial part, because you will struggle to unload the parts near the cab first. The crane basically doesn't really work well with that. But okay, that thing's now shaking itself off, I think. Can we... Okay, that's because I've actually kind of crashed and done a bit of a doo-doo there. Let's reverse and try one more here. Let's bring it back a bit so it's actually sort of level. Down we go. Up. Zip. Up. Come on. Forwards, 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 forwards. There we go. And back towards us. I inadvertently did something that I forgot to mention to you lot, which is that you need to load your trailer in the correct order. Meaning that you have to put the bits that you unload first at the back. Basically, the crane you see there at the front kind of struggles to unload the stuff at the front of the flatbed unless it is clear in front or behind or whatever you want to say. Basically, put the first bits at the back and the last bits at the front. That way you can unload it easier. But I'll go ahead and I'll finish loading out here. We just have 2 pallets remaining and it just fits snugly onto the back of the flatbed. We are now here at the construction site, and I rather annoyingly forgot to turn on my recording whilst being paused, so I just talked a lot about stuff that you never even heard. But we'll go ahead and we'll unload the parts off here. Now there is quite a wonderful system in place in this game, and I'll show it here by going out here and you can attach the cargo. I did a video this summer about this that I never really uploaded because I wasn't really pleased with it. What I talked about all the bits that I really wished that this game had, that Farming Simulator had, and they just went on and did it anyway in Farming Simulator, so all is happy on that front. But what I also talked about was the fact that these engines seem to stay at an idle all of the time. And I happen to know that that's not what I'd expect from this. I certainly know that, you know, like fire engines and that, when they turn on their pumps or they use the ladder on the ladders and all of that, the engine revs goes up because it's actually powered by the truck engine. I'd imagine it's the same thing with this hydraulic pump equipment over here. So it would just be nice if you had that. Also, the same in Farming Simulator, if you turned on an implement, you could actually see an increase in the revs and hear it moreover. But we'll go ahead and we'll unload out here. We just have these 2 pallets of drainage pipes that will be unloaded in here. And then I think we need to go and transport our big digger thing over here. We'll go ahead though and lower it down and see what we get over here though. Bring it over, bring it over, bring it over. Now, if you hear some beeping outside, it's from... Well, technically, if you hear any beeping, it's from outside. That's a phrase I was trying to go for there. There is a vehicle that's been reversing or doing something outside. I don't know what it's doing. but it is beeping whenever it's reversing or moving or whatever. So if you hear that, sorry, it's just here. So we now need to clear the construction area. Before we do that though, let's log in the cargo, otherwise it might go flying. And I'm not intending to have that go AWOL. So we'll need to repack this thing up. Bring the crane around. And just let it collapse in here. Oopsies we go. See that cleared here? Now we need to excavate the marked area. Which means that we need to bring down our digger. Which we do by loading it onto the little blog wagon we had up there. Fold this thing in. Turn off the beacons. And make the thing go. Okay, let's not do that then. So, okay, yep, I got the wrong button there. So let's lower the support legs over here. And we'll just bring it out once we have these folded up. I don't know why we can't move with the outriggers extended. That makes no sense. But whatever. We'll bring this around and hopefully we won't crash into anything. We'll park it just over here. Forwards actually. Bring it round. And bring it up here. It's now transport. What's going on over there? Anyway, it's now transport time for the little excavator digger thing we have here. We'll need to lower the outriggers on this. I'll bring it into the actual construction area, otherwise we'd have to drive it out here, and that's not necessarily the quickest and best choice. We'll just try and balance this thing here. Stop, and we'll initiate a turn maneuver here. Hopefully we can get the whole thing in. Round as we go. Let's bring it over here, just so it's easier to drive it up. Swing it around. And now we have quite an issue that you'll find here, and that you will hear in a moment, is that it will go now, when I lower it down, the horn goes off, it's on the 360 controller. That's just a thing that happens, and it's quite annoying. But we lowered it down, and now we need to go and change it into our digger machine over here. The lovely little digger, the lever digger. Oh, we went into the lorry accidentally. Well, that's fine. We can go out and get that out of the way, just so it's not blocking it. Exit that vehicle and jump into this thing here and get the engine turned on. We'll drive up here, and I'll need to lower the front attacher thingy so it's not poking out as much as it is. Otherwise, it's going to hit the light posts and stuff like that. But now we just got to try and aim up this little thing here. Like, for example, here, this sort of looks okay, right? I mean, it's sort of not mostly on the ramp, but it'll do. It'll do. Up we go. We now flatten out. How well are we doing? We can't look behind us. Change it into operator mode. Get up and lower it down. So, okay, that's lowering it a bit much, isn't it? Let's go outside and have a look. Let's pull it forward just a tiny amount. Let it turn on again. Forwards we go. Here we go. Sort it. We can then... No, I would like to attach the cargo. That's on the same button, which is a bit of an issue. Now, the good news is that we raise it up by pressing the turn the beacons on and off, and that doesn't seem to toggle itself on and off. Moreover, it doesn't make any noise, which is a preferable way. And unlike Farming Simulator, the AI brings their own equipment somehow. I'm not sure how it works, but they don't need to use any of your equipment. They kind of just go and take care of whatever stage is on without actually reserving or taking up any equipment. So you're just free to use the same equipment that will be needed on that stage. So that's unlike Farming Simulator, as I said, because that way, in Farming Simulator, you basically assign the AI to drive a vehicle, and now we just got to get out of the way. We are coming through at 80 kilometers an hour, and we are going to another construction site. I got to bring up the map to see which way is the quickest, so we'll take this once. Yeah, we basically just got to follow whichever road we're on until we get to T-junction. Can we just plop down your route? I don't know how to do that, actually. No, I don't know how to do that, so I'll just guess my way through, I suppose. Round we go. Now, we're coming up to a blind bend, so it would be foolish to overtake, and I most certainly wouldn't ever dream of doing that, you know. Not even slightly. It's not dangerous at all. Coming up here, we are overtaking. That's an American lorry. That's a Passat. Or is it a Skoda? I think it might. There's a Sprinter coming the other way. Yeah, we had a moment, but it doesn't matter. Coming through. I did lock it down, yeah, I did. And we can't unload it. Oh, we've had a moment there. He's gone off on the side or on the roof or in some way. We'll nip round here. Avoid the Honda. Avoid the other Honda. Whoa! Okay, that was a noise. And a half. Is this where we make a turn? Yeah, it is. We'll make a turn here. Hook it over, basically, this way, and then up, and then squimpy dimps. Right, let's just bring it round here. Oh, turn, 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 turn. You were not much for turning, were you? I'm coming through. I am the fire. I'm the orange fire engine, actually, you know. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jeez, what's going on here? Oh, no. Okay, this has gone well. I think we've had a moment here. I'm trying to lower the support legs just to keep us safe, and then maybe we can now try and detach. If I remember how. Apparently we're moving too fast to disconnect, but we're now currently having intercourse over here. Can we go ahead? You just walked through that. What an alien woman we have. Let's detach the cargo. Enter the large excavator. Switch to operator mode and try and raise this up because perhaps that's causing the issue. Let's reattach and get back into our cab and see what we have. Oh yeah, we could detach. Whoa! Yeah, we are all good to go. That's how real diggers work. It's really loud. I'll turn down the audio a bit because that was bloody loud. We'll reverse it over and reattach. So bring it in under here. Disconnect. We just got to raise our support legs in there. Up they go, and now we won't. I mean, we did push one of the AI cars over and under the words are difficult. The overpass over there is what I was saying. Off we go then. In here, we're now going to be a bit more calm and composed and in control of the vehicle. We'll swing it around. Here we go. Nearly gone off. Massive moment. No, I was lying. Apparently we've gone to a headbanger concert over here. The lorry certainly is doing a massive headbanging move out here. Just hovering in the air. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. I mean, all the people have stopped to observe this. I'd have perhaps run away. Let's try and enter. Can we actually detach? We can. We detach from the trailer. But we are very much still impaled in it. Could we please release ourselves from the grips of this thing? We've now gone... Whoa! Pirouette. Nice. The Russian judge is going to give us 5 points for that one. Now we're kind of just resting here. Can we reset to somewhere? Yep, we can. So what's the trailer doing? Oh. Yeah, I think my showing off of this game is going to come to a premature end here. Yeah, it is, because that's stuck there. And I can't be asked to sort it out, to be honest with you. So I think we're going to call it here. I hope you've enjoyed this video. We've had a bit of a moment here at the end because I got a bit excited whilst I drove a lorry. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Goodbye for now.